Hi everyone, and welcome to the Scorpio Weekly Tarot Bite reading for the week of June 26th through July 2nd. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot reading for soul illumination. So hi everyone and welcome. My name is Lauren. This is going to be taking a look at the energy for the week ahead for the sign of Scorpio, based on the two themes that came up in the general collective reading, which was released on Sunday. So we have deep knowing and Two of Cups. Now the deep knowing to me really represented us this week coming into a place of deep knowing and awareness around an imbalance which we have been kind of long suffering through internally with the energies within ourselves, specifically between balancing the masculine and the feminine energies, our ability to initiate and go out there and do, and our ability to kind of sit and receive and deal more with what is unseen in our subconscious. And there's something here around really being able to have an awareness again of how something has been imbalanced and how you can bring it into balance, and then how you can bring that out into the Two of Cups and change the balance either within your own relationships or how you actually bring yourself into connection with others through the change internally. So it's kind of seeing the change within mirrored in a change without and how you connect. But first, we're going to jump in here and pull some cards. We're going to see what specifically your sign, Scorpio, needs to know about deep knowing. What is this awareness that you are going to be coming into this week? Okay, with the King of Pentacles. Interesting, because I feel like Scorpio, the King of Pentacles has been coming up quite a bit in your readings, almost over the past 6 months or more. There is something here around a deep knowing around... The Six of Pentacles speaks to really understanding your value in the physical. It can also be a focus on the physical as well. Sorry, guys, I just have to quickly check my phone there. All right, so we have King of Pentacles and the Devil. This is very interesting. So when I think about having to balance something out within us or coming into a deep knowing or awareness, the King of Pentacles can represent Taurian energy. It can be any individual in our life, including ourselves, who really embodies the person who really has a strong grasp of the physical, meaning that they know their value, they know their worth, they're master prioritizers. They are someone who has mastered the physical element. But with the Devil, I get the feeling that for many of you, there's this kind of like a give and take, a push and pull. The Devil can be with the King of Pentacles where we are too focused on the physical, where we are too focused on either financial aspects, where we can also be almost seen as being greedy, where you're not going to do anything unless it specifically has a value associated with it, meaning I'm not going to dedicate my time. This would be the individual, for instance, who doesn't see any value in volunteering their time because they're not getting a dollar amount back from that. And they don't see that the actual value could actually be emotional or spiritual instead of physical. So there is something here, I think, for many of you Scorpios, where you're going to realize this week, maybe where you've either been too focused on the physical or where you have held yourself back from doing something that you really want to do that would support you on a spiritual level. Like when we're thinking about balancing ourselves out internally, that means balancing our emotions, but it also means balancing out energies within so that we are more spiritually aligned. And I think there's something here that there's this deep knowing around where maybe for some of you, you've held yourself back from doing something that would spiritually support you because of a focus on the physical, because maybe you didn't see a return on your investment, or someone told you that this wasn't honoring your value because you were giving away time to something or energy or money and you weren't seeing a return on your investment, but yet somehow that return on your investment was spiritual or emotional. And this might be a time where you're realizing that, where you're like, because the Devil can be where we hold ourselves back, where we feel chained, we feel part of ourselves is chained, and that we don't feel that we are free in that regard. And this just could be literally where you feel trapped by monetary circumstances or trapped by the physical. Okay. Let's see. What do you need to know about Two of Cups? Intimate connection. What do you need to know about intimate connection? Okay, so, oh, interesting. Okay, so we have Justice and the Queen of Wands, which I love. That is, Justice is a card of balance. It can also be a contractual agreement. With the Queen of Wands is a beautiful energy that really speaks to, I like to call her the witch archetype in the tarot, understanding that when you choose to work with your passion, no matter where you are, you can almost magically manifest what you'd like to bring to life. But you have to really understand that you have to be performative almost in your passions. You have to show your passions. You have to work with your passions on a daily basis. You can't be waiting. You can't be hiding them or waiting for a future situation to come so that you can then finally work with your magic. It's the saying, if you want to plant a garden, then no matter where you are currently, you can start to take action towards planting that garden now. So blooming where you're planted. That's what represents what the sunflower represents here, with her sitting in the middle of a desert, a barren desert. She's still able to grow that sunflower. There's that awareness within her. But what also came out, interestingly enough, with this is the King of Wands. So that's a divine partnership there. This is a counterpart. This is the Queen to the King. And with Justice coming in, there is a balancing here, or a contract between the two of these people, or these two partners. So there may be in your life, Scorpio, an awareness of a divine counterpart. You might be realizing, maybe in a partnership or in some type of, if you're in a romantic partnership, it might be that you're realizing what you bring, that you are either, this can actually be, when we think about balancing the two sides to ourselves internally. This can literally be balancing from a place of passion, both the receiving part of that, which is the feminine. She sits, she stays, she holds space, and she works with her magic. The king goes out into the world. He leads from his passion. He would be the person who would be like the CEO of a company, taking that initiative. And there's something here around maybe bringing those two aspects into your alignment of you seem to understand your passion. You seem to understand what you love to do and how to work with your passion. But I think now there's bringing into balance those two aspects of yourself. This could be where maybe for some of you, it's the realization of maybe just how much you were too forward focused. You were pushing, you were the person to have the business and go, 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 go. But you weren't sitting there and taking the time to then work with your passion on a receptive level, on almost a level of like, I'm going to attract the right people to me instead of pushing myself to go out there and find them. I'm going to make my home look magical because I'm passionate about my home as much as I'm passionate about my job. There's something here about balancing the passion both internally and externally, and really connecting from that place of balanced passion, not I'm going to throw my passion in your face. When you think about passion and action, but specifically passion, that can be seen sometimes as aggression, right? That people like, sometimes when we can speak too animatedly about something, or we get too passionate about something, people can get almost overwhelmed. They can tell you to calm down. They can tell you to, you're coming across almost as if you're angry instead of just showing your passion. And there may be something here around that where it's almost like you're having to balance that out with the feminine counterpart to that passion, which is kind of bringing it within, holding space for that passion, and just kind of quietly working with it. The Queen of Wands is someone who is seen. Don't get me wrong. She's not sitting in the background like mixing her cauldron. She's standing there for everybody to see in the center of the town, mixing her cauldron and saying, yeah, I'm the witch. Hi, it's me. It's like Taylor Swift song. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. But she's doing so from a place of like, I don't care what other people are saying. I'm just doing it. I'm not forcing my cauldron on you. I'm not going to force you to accept what I'm doing. but I'm also not going to hide it. And I'm also not going to push it forward, if that makes sense. So there's a little bit of, I think, the give and the take here of understanding how to come across as passionate, how to lead from that place, but then also how to kind of quietly work it into your everyday experience as well. And to do so from a place that is free from the hyper focus of the physical, free from wherever, again, when we work with our magic and we just start to our expression of our passion should always be for free. I don't know how else to say it. Then that's like what I feel called to say it in that way. That my biggest belief is that the more that we share our passion, the more we lead from that place of what we're passionate about, the more we open ourselves up to actually manifesting more in the physical, because we are more in alignment then with our spiritual self. We are meant to literally live our passion into life, who we are uniquely meant to be. When we hide that part of ourselves, that's especially when we hide it because of what we feel its relationship is to the physical, meaning if we feel like we share our passion but it doesn't have any monetary dollar amount fixated to it, that's when we can get to be really frustrated in our life. And I think this is the week where you kind of realize all of a sudden, I need to just start sharing my passion. I need to start living from that place. I need to do it quietly in the background as much as I need to do it, as much as I need to bring it into every experience and how I initiate. But I need to do it without worrying about the bottom line. Because then at the bottom we have 8 of Pentacles, which is interesting, which shows that you're almost going back and perfecting something in the physical. You might be actually picking back up on a skill set. This could even be picking back up on a hobby and just saying, you know what, I'm going to bring the 2 sides to me. I'm going to bring the side where I'm going to sit in my garden and I'm going to garden and I'm going to work on this, but I'm also going to bring my initiation side to this as well. And I'm going to see what I can do with this garden. I'm going to start to share with people that I'm planting seeds to build a garden, and I want to maybe make bread with it and fresh food, and I want to be able to give it to my neighbors. But there's something here about going back and saying, I'm going to just go back to something I'm passionate about and start working on it again. And I'm going to start to intimately connect that with others. This could even just be sharing about the passion you're bringing up, or sharing, again, from a balanced place, your passion, not where you kind of fly off the handle or where you are sitting here just... It's hard for me to explain, kind of bringing the 2 sides of passion into alignment, but it is almost like getting back in touch with the softer side of yourself. That's really what I'm feeling here for you, Scorpio, and to really allow yourself to release that tie to the physical value of your passion. And I think you'll be surprised at what that actually brings in for you. Even just on a heightened spiritual level, heightened spiritual awareness for yourself. I'm hearing getting back to basics. Okay, so then I'm also pulling a card here, a relationship card, just because that theme has come up so prominently for everyone this week. So it says finances and career. So interesting. It says financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. And yeah, this could very much be the case. This could be where maybe you feel you don't have enough. When we think about love, love is directly tied to passion. And I feel like this doesn't mean in your love life, as for some of you, it very possibly could. This is dynamically affecting or directly affecting your relationship in a romantic partnership. Because you are too focused on the dollar amount of your passion. And so you're holding yourself back in some way. Now, this could also be, though, for some of you, when we think of love, for those of you who don't have a romantic partnership in your life, this could actually be affecting how you experience love in your life, how you experience your own passion, how you experience the passion that you have for life, and that you're too focused on the finances and career aspect of your experience, and you're not allowing yourself to lean into passion. So that's just going to be a theme for many of you this week, is just looking at your passion. How can you bring it into a balanced place? And how can you have the courage to release yourself from a hyperfixation on the physical to really start to lean in to perfecting something in the physical based on what you're passionate about? All right, I will leave it there, Scorpio. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website. Otherwise, I will be releasing July's full tarot scope reading for each sign starting at the end of this week, if you'd like to check those out. Otherwise, I will see you all in next week's weekly tarot bite reading. Bye, Scorpio.